everyone. This one isn't necessarily a speed build, but a speed renovation of a base game home in Oasis Springs. I am sure you guys know all about this one, so I won't go into much detail, but if you do enjoy home renovations for The Sims, please let me know in the comments so I can continue doing them. With that, subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell. Let's get right into this video. Alright, so we are here in Nookstone. This is the first time I've ever been able to actually read lot types. I don't know, is it just me, or since I've been making YouTube videos for these speed builds, I have learned more about the Oasis Springs and other different world lot types and lot names than I ever have. And I've been playing The Sims 4 since before toddlers were even a thing in The Sims 4. So that should say a lot. Actually, it should say that I've been playing since its beginning. And I love that because now I'm just learning so much more about The Sims 4 than I've done before. Now, if you could have seen, I actually had already started renovating this entire build before, so I had to use the back button a lot because I thought I was recording and I wasn't, and I didn't want to go through all that again. So you could see what I did. I added the brick walls on the side, and I decided to go for a brown kind of vibe here, so it's like lots of tans and different browns here on the exterior, and I actually really did love it. I don't know why this time it took me a while to put in all of my cheats. Something has been wrong with my keyboard lately, and I hate that for me, but I should be getting a new one soon, so that is neither here nor there. But I actually really enjoyed making this speed home renovation. I mean, it's speed for you all, but it's not that much of a speed renovation for me. It took me quite a while, but I really did enjoy it because I don't build often in Oasis Springs. So my being able to build in Oasis Springs and actually just build off of one of the pre-made homes that are here, I decided to go with more of a kind of classical vibe here. So I do end up not using more modern furniture, and that's very unlike me. So I wanted to step outside of my comfort zone here. So the outside kind of looks a little bit more modern without having the traditional roofs, but inside it's very family friendly, I think, in my opinion. So usually this build actually only has about one room here and one bathroom, but I decided to add in another bedroom. So this is a 2-bedroom, 1-bath home. And if you go into this lot and then put down this build, you can see that they don't even have anything closed off. It's like a weird kind of floor plan out, but the only main room is really the bathroom. I feel like that is not something that I wanted to do for this build. So everything is really sectioned off. I do have a separate room for just about everything except for the dining room and the living room. They're both kind of a small space, so I figured it would just be best to leave those in the same room. But the kitchen is a nice kind of space, and then we have 2 pretty good sized bedrooms considering how small this build is. I decided that I didn't want to change any of the exterior walls that much. I do add those kind of bump outs on the side and the back, but that's just so I could add a little bit more dimension to the exterior, as well as adding in those brick walls and the brown kind of wallpaper. Now you can see that I'm really finalizing my floor plan. For a second, I was like, everything in this build is just so tiny, and I didn't really know what to do. So adding that chair over there was not really an option because the entire build was small. So I take that chair out, but I keep the couch, and I do add in a dining table closer to the front door. But I do like the idea of keeping that back door there. I would have loved if this lot was just a few tiles longer in the back, because they have a monkey bar set, but it's not even that big, and I couldn't do as much landscaping as I would have loved for this build. But the front of the build has a lot of landscaping, and I actually do love that. And like I said, my entire vision for this, as you can see, I was starting to get a little confused on how big I wanted this walkway to be, so I changed it out and just add a layer of plants there. but I wasn't really sure what I wanted the furniture style to be, and I love that in The Sims you can actually change it to be like contemporary style or modern or things like that in the game. And I haven't even tried to see if I could do it in build mode, but even then I feel like I like to mix and match a lot of the build architecture, so it wouldn't really have helped anyway. But I am glad that I decided to choose this lot because it was a lot of versatility, and I could have really played around with a lot of the floor plan, and finalizing on a 2-bedroom 1-bath just made it so that it would be more realistic for The Sims gameplay, and it's a lot of possibility for renovation and creativity and all of that good stuff. So if you do want to download this lot at one point in time, I highly recommend it. It's on the gallery right now under my gallery ID of LYNCIAA. Again, it's going to be in the description box just in case you forget, along with my other social media handles, just in case you would like to keep up on other notifications that I do post about for Sims 4 content and other things. As you can see here, I'm starting to work on the children's bedroom. I've decided on bunk beds for this one. It's the cheapest option as well because I wanted this build to be very affordable. Now granted, it's not a starter home, so it's not under 20,000 simoleons, but it is a reasonable price for everything that's in here. I made sure to put in some skill building items. We have that plushie there, and I've never used that dinosaur bear thing, so I'm happy I was able to use it for this one, along with the color swatch of red, because you know there's a red rug and there are a lot of red, gray, and black as the sheets. And I went through, and as I was going through all of my decorations, I made sure that I looked through everything to see if I could put things in like the kitchen or at this little end table here. And I end up changing that entire dining table at the end of the build. But for right now, I left it as a place setter, and then I add in a plant in the middle. And I'm so happy that this time I didn't forget any rugs. At one point in time, I went through this phase where I forgot to put rugs in almost any build and wondered why my entire room or entire home just looked so empty, and that was why. So I'm happy I did that. But I do go in and I change all the flooring a little later on in the building process. And if you've watched my videos before, you know that's just a thing that I do. I'm surprised that I went ahead and put in all of the wallpaper and paint on the walls earlier, because I usually don't even do that, but I did want to change it from that original blue color that came with the base game build. But I'm glad that I did it before, because I wouldn't have been able to function properly and be able to build a great build like this. So I'm happy that I did that, and I probably won't do it again, but it was good while it lasted. As you can see here, I'm starting to work on the kitchen, but I start off with this brown, but I change it to be a darker brown and white kind of countertops, and I like that a little bit better. And here we go, and it just looks a lot cleaner. Although it is a different color than the archway there, I feel like it's a nice contrast. I put all of the clutter and things on this counter because I wanted to have a lot of room for the Sims to be able to cook and do everything that they wanted to do on that other counter next to the refrigerator. And this is about it for this room, but I do add some things to the backyard, and I change the floor to be that darker kind of color that we see on the cabinets now. And I'm happy I added all of that clutter there. I wanted to make it look like it was kind of lived in. I didn't want to make it look too cluttered because that's just not one of my building styles. But I am getting a lot better and adding a lot of clutter to the builds and seeing that it actually does complement a lot of the homes that I create. Now, when I do like more modern builds, I don't really do that, but for builds that I know that I want to have, you know, children presents or things that are very cluttered or very out there, then I'll definitely add a lot of clutter and a lot of detail and things like that. But if I'm going for a clean modern look, then I normally don't. But as you can see here, I go in and I add a desk and a computer. All in all, I do add in this computer here. I have a guitar, And I know I have a mirror there, so there's a lot of different activities and skill building things that are there for your Sims to be able to increase, or go along with the likes and dislikes kind of trait that we have going on in The Sims right now. Side note, that is a really great system, and honestly I can't imagine playing The Sims without it. It adds so much depth and gameplay to The Sims 4. Now, granted, whenever I'm playing The Sims and I'm playing a great family and I'm getting into their lot traits and their personal traits and everything like that, and I get a notification of someone in the neighborhood on whether or not they like fitness, now that throws me off a little bit. But because I like to stir things up in the community, I go ahead and make it so that they dislike it, especially if I know that that's their career. So if they're in the fitness career and they have a question or whether or not they like fitness, I make it so that they do not like fitness. Now, whether or not I see personal gain from that, probably not, and it's usually not, but I enjoy doing it, so I will continue to. Now, moving back to this build, we are in the parents' room right now, and I didn't want to put too much in here. I'm pretty sure that they were the kind of parents to put a lot of decoration and making sure that their children have, everything that they want. That I just put in this ottoman, a few plants, and I made sure that they had 2 separate closets and a shoe rack there. Now I go through after this is complete and I add in a few different touches. I add in the things in the backyard, and then I change out that dining table I was talking about earlier. But that's about it for this bedroom. I do add in that small rug because I felt like that entryway definitely needed something, because I couldn't fit anything else in there, and I was like, definitely a rug. But now we're moving into some clutter that I add next to the TV. I do find this nice artifact that came with, I'm pretty sure it was Jungle Adventure, because I've been using a lot of things from Jungle Adventure, but I do add that in, a piece of mail, and that's about it, along with the violin. I was thinking about using the scientist desk that came for the children's skills, but I end up changing that out for 2 chairs and that nice looking end table. I add in that trash can, some planter boxes, and the monkey bars. I end up moving the things of landscaping that I had over there, and I move it to the other side because it wasn't working, and I wanted to add some landscaping and terrain tools around the monkey bars, and I think it looked pretty nice given the amount of space that I was not given for this build. Now I go in and I add some roofing to the top, and then I change out this table that's right here, and I end up going with the ones that came with the free update. I absolutely love it. Now here we go, we're going right into screenshots. Bye everyone.